Ever found yourself staring at a prescription, knowing it's exactly what you need, but then your wallet gives you that look? We've all been there. Healthcare costs can be a real burden, and sometimes, even necessary medications feel out of reach. That's where options like CareCredit come into the picture. But the big question is, does CareCredit actually work for prescriptions? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Now, before we get started, it's important to understand what CareCredit is. It's a healthcare credit card specifically designed for medical expenses. Think of it like a credit card you can use for deductibles, copays, and other out-of-pocket healthcare costs. It's offered through a network of healthcare providers, and it often comes with promotional periods where you can get interest-free financing if you pay off the balance within a specific time frame. This can be a real lifesaver for larger medical bills, allowing you to break down payments into more manageable chunks. So, the burning question, can you use CareCredit for prescriptions? The short answer is, sometimes. It's not a straightforward yes or no. The availability of using CareCredit for prescriptions depends heavily on a few factors. First and foremost, it depends on the pharmacy itself. Not all pharmacies participate in the CareCredit network. This is the biggest hurdle. Even if your doctor prescribes a medication, if the pharmacy doesn't accept CareCredit, you're out of luck. Think of it like using a specific credit card at different stores. Some stores accept Visa, some accept MasterCard, and some might accept both. CareCredit works in a similar way. It's not universally accepted at every pharmacy. Large chain pharmacies are more likely to participate, but smaller, independent pharmacies might not. It's always a good idea to call your local pharmacy and ask them directly if they accept CareCredit before you head over with your prescription. Another factor to consider is the type of prescription. Generally, CareCredit is more likely to be accepted for prescriptions filled at a doctor's office or clinic that also offers other medical services. For example, if you get a prescription for a dermatological cream during a visit to the dermatologist, and that dermatologist's office also has a small pharmacy, they might accept CareCredit for that prescription. This is because the prescription is tied to a broader medical service provided by a healthcare provider already within the CareCredit network. However, if you're getting a prescription for a maintenance medication from your general practitioner and taking it to a regular retail pharmacy, the chances of it being covered by CareCredit are significantly lower. This is where the pharmacy network comes into play again. It's less about the medication itself and more about where you're trying to fill it. Now, let's talk about what CareCredit can be used for in the pharmacy setting. Even if they don't cover the prescription itself, they might cover other related items. For instance, if you need over-the-counter medications, medical devices, or other health-related products, these might be eligible for purchase with your CareCredit card, even if the prescription medication isn't. Think of things like bandages, diabetic supplies, or even some specialized skincare products that are often sold alongside prescriptions. Another area where CareCredit can be helpful is with compounding pharmacies. These are pharmacies that specialize in creating customized medications. Sometimes, these specialized medications aren't covered by traditional insurance, making them an out-of-pocket expense. If the compounding pharmacy accepts CareCredit, this could be a viable option for managing the cost. It's important to remember that CareCredit is a credit card, and like any credit card, it comes with terms and conditions. Interest rates, especially after the promotional period, can be quite high. It's crucial to understand these terms before you use the card. If you're not able to pay off the balance within the promotional period, you could end up paying a significant amount in interest. This can quickly negate any perceived savings you might have gotten by using the card in the first place. Always read the fine print. Don't just assume that because a healthcare provider offers CareCredit, it covers everything. Ask specific questions. Ask about what services are eligible, what the interest rates are, and what the repayment terms are. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. It's better to be fully informed before you make any financial decisions. Another thing to keep in mind is that using CareCredit might not always be the most cost-effective option. Sometimes, there are other programs available that can help with prescription costs. Manufacturer coupons, discount cards, and patient assistance programs can sometimes offer significant savings, even more than what you might get through CareCredit. It's always worth exploring all your options before deciding how to pay for your prescriptions. So, to summarize, does CareCredit work for prescriptions? Sometimes, but not always. It depends on the pharmacy, the type of prescription, and the specific terms of your CareCredit agreement. It's not a guaranteed solution for prescription costs, and it's essential to do your research and compare all your options before making a decision. Don't rely solely on CareCredit without exploring other avenues for saving money on your medications. Before you even consider using CareCredit, talk to your doctor about generic alternatives. Generic medications are often just as effective as brand-name medications, but are significantly cheaper. This can drastically reduce your out-of-pocket costs, regardless of whether you're using CareCredit or not. Also, talk to your pharmacist. They are a valuable resource for information about medication costs and potential savings programs. They might be aware of discounts or assistance programs that you're not. Ultimately, managing healthcare costs is a complex issue. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. CareCredit can be a helpful tool in certain situations, but it's not a magic bullet. It's just one option among many. The key is to be informed, to do your research, and to explore all your options before making a decision. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.